Well, here we go.
I've been beating up big dudes all my life.
Cause they underestimate your humble.
It's just, even if they didn't, I'm gonna beat you up. You know, I can fight.
Right.
You know, so if you watch, like, all these dudes bigger than, you know, like, I don't care.
After the shocking news broke from Club Shea, where Terence Crawford sat beside Shannon Sharp and quietly agreed to a massive payout, it became clear that this could be the biggest fight in modern boxing history.
But I'm gonna find a way to win, no matter what.
In September, are you gonna pull this? I shook up the world. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you.
Definitely. That's definitely gonna be.
Sharp revealed that Canelo Alvarez has been promised a record-breaking $150 million, while Crawford is set to receive $100 million. The fight is scheduled to take place in Las Vegas on either April 20th or 25th. Crawford's silence spoke volumes. There were no denials or corrections, confirming the facts live on air. This deal places Canelo at the very top of the sport's financial hierarchy, surpassing even Floyd Mayweather's historic $100 million payouts for his fights with Pacquiao and McGregor. These are the largest disclosed fight purses in boxing history, excluding pay-per-view backend and endorsement. This bout a guaranteed financial juggernaut before a single punch is thrown.
I mean, one of the moments, you know. I need the doubters to fuel me. What you think he'll do if he go up 2 more weight classes? I need that, you know, because that's gonna make me more focused and turn into a different animal. So I need the people to say, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or...
This $250 million guarantee is being coordinated by Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Shik, chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, and rapidly emerging as one of boxing's most influential power brokers. His involvement has already transformed the sport's global financial landscape by funding massive events like Fury vs. Usyk and Joshua vs. Ngannou. There's a clear message behind Turki's decision to invest heavily in the Canelo vs. Crawford fight. It's about establishing Saudi Arabia as the new epicenter of world-class boxing.
Are we going to see Terence Crawford versus Canelo?
As I tell before to the ESPN, I give him the offer. If he's smart, he will accept it.
Earlier this year, he told Gervonta Davis outright that Crawford would be making more from 2 fights than Davis had earned in his entire career. While that claim was initially brushed off as bravado, it now appears to be backed by solid numbers. This fight is projected to generate over $750 million when global TV rights, sponsorships, and pay-per-view sales are factored in. It may eventually rival the sport's top-grossing events. For context, Mayweather vs. Pacquiao brought in nearly $600 million in total revenue. This upcoming bout is not only poised to match that figure, but could potentially surpass it, signaling a major shift in how elite boxing events are monetized and experienced worldwide.
Bud Crawford, just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. No, 2, 3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not?
Until recently, Canelo Alvarez showed little interest in facing Terence Crawford. The undisputed Mexican superstar frequently mocked Crawford's size and resume, insisting the fight made no sense either competitively or financially. However, once Turki Al-Shik stepped in with the largest guaranteed purse in boxing history, Canelo's stance shifted dramatically. The $150 million offer, $50 million more than any fighter has ever earned up front, was simply too much to turn down. According to sources close to the negotiations, this bout is just the beginning of a lucrative 4-fight contract Canelo has signed with Turki's camp, aligning the future of boxing's biggest draw with Saudi Arabia's rapidly expanding sports entertainment empire.
Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we'll see.
Canelo's turn not only highlights Turki Al-Shik's enormous financial power, but it also proves that sheer wealth can bulldoze the usual barriers that prevent super fights like network contracts and promoter politics. With money clearly not an issue for Alalshik, attention has inevitably shifted to Canelo's long-standing refusal to face certain opponents, particularly David Benavidez.
You don't think that's the one of the biggest fights that can be made?
Maybe. Who knows? He bring nothing to the table for me. If some promoter they come and say, I offer to you 150 to 200 million, I fight tomorrow.
Critics argue that if $150 million was enough to secure the Crawford fight, a similar offer should be able to make Canelo versus Benavidez a reality. However, that fight remains out of reach. David Benavidez, an undefeated former champion with a dangerous reputation, has long been seen as a legitimate threat to Canelo's legacy. Some fans and analysts believe Alvarez's reluctance stems more from risk management than business concerns. Rumors persist that Canelo may be pricing himself out of the Benavidez fight by making exaggerated financial demands, tactics that some view as a way to avoid what many consider his most dangerous opponent. While there's no solid proof that Canelo asked for $1 billion to fight Benavidez, the exaggeration feeds into the growing belief that this is an intentional avoidance. In the world of boxing, optics matter.
I always say if the fight make sense, why not? But he's not in the plan.
He's not in the plan.
No.
Okay. Is there a specific reason for it? Is it because of his size, or it won't do anything for you in terms of pushing you toward your goals?
You know, like I say, it makes sense maybe. I don't know right now. I just gonna enjoy this fight, and please let me enjoy this.
Not only has he earned his shot by dominating across 4 weight divisions, but he has also reached the pinnacle of financial success in the sport. Yet his mindset remains unchanged. Crawford, known for his workmanlike approach and unwavering discipline, has made it clear that wealth hasn't dulled his hunger. "Silk pajamas don't soften my grind," he stated, responding to comparisons with past legends who lost their edge after massive paydays. Now 36, Crawford remains undefeated, but he is stepping into unfamiliar territory, physically moving up to a weight class where his speed and timing will be tested against naturally bigger, harder-hitting opponents.
I just want to know what number makes sense for you. What's fair?
I got $10 million for that fight.
That's a lie.
How you know that's a lie?
To fight Canelo?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby.
Yeah, that's
The
good.
legacy.
Beyond the staggering financials, this is a fight for legacy. It's the kind of moment that will live on in highlight reels, documentaries, and barbershop debates for years to come. For Canelo, a win means more than just another title. It would silence critics who've accused him of avoiding dangerous opponents like David Benavidez, and reaffirm his place among boxing's most fearless elite. Defeating an undefeated, younger opponent known for outsmarting everyone he faces would elevate Canelo's legacy to all-time great status. Crawford, on the other hand, sees an equally massive opportunity. Already the first male boxer to become undisputed champion into weight divisions during the 4-belt era, a win over Canelo at super middleweight would launch him to historic heights, solidifying his place as one of the most versatile champions the sport has ever seen.
That's good.
You hear me?
Yeah. You believe that?
Yeah, 100%. If he said 10 million, it's 10 million.
The legacy outweigh the money.
That's true. I respect that.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
3-time undisputed. Ooh, coming soon.
In terms of multi-division brilliance, Crawford may be compared to legends like Sugar Ray Leonard and Henry Armstrong. However, genius brings its own burden and, in this case, failure costs more than just championship belts. It costs control of the narrative. This fight will redefine how both men's legacies are remembered. For all the zeros in their bank accounts, a single loss on this stage could linger longer than a dozen wins. These fighters aren't just swinging for glory, they're swinging to shape history, with both combatants set to receive historic paydays. The sports world's focus is shifting to Las Vegas, where the event is expected to unfold in 2025, most likely at Allegiant Stadium, a venue worthy of such a grand spectacle. Unlike many super fights that get bogged down by promotional politics and broadcast rivalries, this bout has cleared those hurdles thanks in large part to the influence of Saudi Arabia's Turkey, Alalshik, and the financial freedom his involvement provides. The global buzz is undeniable. Pay-per-view rights are poised to trigger fierce bidding wars among major streaming platforms and cable networks, while international broadcast rights in Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America are expected to generate record-breaking viewership. Las Vegas, already hailed as the fight capital of the world, could be on track for its most profitable night in combat sports history. The event's economic ripple effect may funnel hundreds of millions into the local economy, with sponsors spanning luxury hotels, upscale dining, elite transport, and global tourism brands. Promotion will go beyond traditional methods. immersive fan experiences, behind-the-scenes, documentaries, and interactive digital campaigns designed to attract both hardcore boxing enthusiasts and casual sports fans alike. This isn't just a fight, it's a full-blown global entertainment phenomenon.
How many of y'all think Terence Crawford should bulk up? Bulking up, you're gonna lose speed. Yeah, but you can hit a lot harder. Definitely fighting out your comfort zone. You can always come in the smaller, faster fight. Remember, it's a point game. You don't have to knock nobody out. So you saying he gonna dance off?
They accept. We want to see this fight, and I want to see Shakur Zubaydah.
Shakur Stevenson is here as well.
He accept. De La Hoya accept. Eddie accept. Let's do it.
Canelo versus Crawford is more than just a super fitsy ace, a powerful signal of boxing's future. The involvement of sovereign wealth backers, like Turki Al-Sheikh, and the rise of independent deal-making point to a paradigm shift. Elite matchups are no longer confined by feuds between promoters or limited by traditional broadcast networks. If nine-figure purses can now be offered outside the usual US boxing system and fighters can avoid years of political red tape to secure major bouts, then the entire power structure of the sport may be transforming before our eyes. This fight is the first real-time test of that theory. The implications are massive. If Canelo and Crawford can be brought together with this level of urgency and financial backing, then who's next? Could we finally get Spence versus Ennis? Fury versus Joshua 2? Or the long-awaited Benavidez showdown, without enduring years of drawn-out negotiations and crushed hopes? The old excuse, the money's not right, may no longer hold up in this new era. Now that we know the money can be right, the pressure shifts to the fighters. It's no longer just up to promoters. Each top contender must ask themselves, what's stopping me? Canelo versus Crawford isn't just a fight, it's a $250 million statement, a collision of legacy, leverage, and global power. And when the bell rings in Las Vegas, it will reveal who still fights like they're Brokovin while collecting the biggest paychecks in boxing history. That's all for now. For the latest boxing news, moments, events, and updates, make sure to subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on notifications so you never miss out on premium content. Also, be sure to check out our other videos.